Around 70 million years ago, in what is now South America, something remarkable evolved. In the dense forests and open plains of prehistoric Argentina, a strange predator was taking shape. Carnotaurus, whose name means meat-eating bull, was unlike any other theropod before or after. Its journey began within the abelisauridae family, a group of carnivorous dinosaurs that dominated the southern continents during the Late Cretaceous. Carnotaurus was their crown jewel. Discovered in 1984 by Argentine paleontologist José Bonaparte, the single Carnotaurus skeleton found was one of the most complete theropod fossils ever unearthed in South America. The skeleton was so well preserved that even impressions of its skin were fossilized. What made Carnotaurus truly unique was its appearance. It had two thick horns above its eyes, giving it a demonic look. Its arms were even smaller than those of T-Rex, virtually useless and comically short. But its body? Built for speed. With a slender frame, long legs, and a tail stiffened by interlocking bones, Carnotaurus could run fast, very fast. Evolution shaped Carnotaurus into a specialized predator of its ecosystem. Its lightweight bones, long limbs, and strong tail hint at a dinosaur that chased down prey rather than ambushed it. But it didn't just evolve to kill, it evolved to rule its domain with efficiency and flair. Living in a world full of armored herbivores and fast-moving prey, Carnotaurus had to be adaptable, swift, and terrifying. Its ancestors likely started as medium-sized theropods, slowly adapting to the warmer, semi-arid environments of Cretaceous South America. Over time, the lineage refined their speed, their jaws, and their strange appearance, culminating in one of the oddest apex predators of the time. But make no mistake, Carnotaurus wasn't some deformed offshoot of evolution. It was the result of millions of years of fierce natural selection, perfectly tuned for its world. Carnotaurus wasn't just fast, it was hungry. And in the wild world of late Cretaceous South America, being a predator meant staying one step ahead of both your next meal and your next enemy. So what did Carnotaurus eat? It was a carnivore, no doubt about that. With sharp, serrated teeth and a strong, narrow skull built like a clamp, it was made for slicing through flesh. But unlike the bone-crushing jaws of T-Rex, Carnotaurus had a different strategy. Its bite may not have been the strongest, but it was fast, ideal for quick, repeated strikes, like a shark tearing into prey. Its most likely meals are medium-sized herbivores. Think of small titanosaurs, juvenile sauropods, and ornithopods like Gasparinosaura, fast but not fast enough. Carnotaurus didn't need brute force to win. It needed speed, surprise, and agility. Its narrow, lightweight skull helped reduce drag when lunging, and its long legs were built for sprinting. It's likely Carnotaurus was a pursuit predator, chasing prey over short distances and attacking with rapid bites before the victim could escape. Now let's talk about those arms. Carnotaurus had some of the tiniest arms of any known theropod. They were virtually useless for hunting, but that didn't matter. It wasn't a wrestler, it was a slasher. Carnotaurus relied entirely on its legs, jaws, and perhaps even its head. Some paleontologists suggest those horns above its eyes may have played a role in subduing prey, like a last-second headbutt to knock something off balance. But being a predator doesn't mean you're always on top. Carnotaurus had to compete with other meat eaters. South America during the late Cretaceous wasn't a safe place. Other abelisaurids roamed the land, smaller, faster cousins like Allosaurus or Scorpiovenator. While they weren't necessarily direct threats, they did compete for similar prey. A feeding site could easily turn into a battleground. And then there were the crocodilians. Giant prehistoric crocs like Barasuchus and others patrolled rivers and wetlands. These weren't the lazy, sunbathing crocodiles we know today. These were agile, land-capable hunters. A young Carnotaurus wandering too close to a riverbank might not return. And of course, rival Carnotauruses were a threat themselves. Territorial battles could have been intense. Those thick skulls and bony horns weren't just for show. Two adults fighting over dominance, mates, or hunting grounds might use their heads like battering rams. But Carnotaurus had the edge: speed. Among large theropods, it's considered one of the fastest. Its long, muscular legs and stiff tail allowed it to dash through forests and plains, perhaps even running down prey in open terrain. It didn't need to ambush, it chased. This unique mix of adaptations gave Carnotaurus a niche all to itself. While others may have relied on strength or ambush tactics, Carnotaurus leaned on precision and momentum. It didn't win every fight, but it was often the one to start and finish it. Carnotaurus wasn't just another predator in the Cretaceous jungle. It was the predator who is sleek, strange, and engineered by evolution to be a nightmare on two legs. It held a special place in its ecosystem. But how did this oddball dinosaur rise to the top? And why does its legacy still grip our imagination today? Let's break it down. First, Carnotaurus had almost no competition in its specific niche. While other predators prowled the forests of South America, none had its particular blend of traits. It wasn't the biggest, but it was among the fastest. It couldn't wrestle like Allosaurus, but it didn't need to. Its jaw mechanics were specialized for quick, efficient kills. Its limbs were reduced, but its head and legs were maximized. It was streamlined for hunting. And remember those horns? While they weren't meant for stabbing prey, they were still a game changer. Carnotaurus may have used them for display, maybe even communication. In a dense forest where sight mattered more than sound, visual signals were key. Bright skin colors or bold markings on its face could have warned rivals or attracted mates. It was more than a hunter. It was a performer on the prehistoric stage. Its success came from being just different enough. Where other predators failed by trying to be all-purpose killers, Carnotaurus specialized. It became great at being one thing, a lightning-fast, sharp-jawed sprinter that didn't waste energy. In nature, efficiency is power, and Carnotaurus was efficient to the core. And over time, its role only grew. Fossil evidence suggests it may have been the top predator in its region, with no larger theropods around to challenge it. That made Carnotaurus a king in its kingdom. A creature at the peak of the food web. Even juvenile titanosaurs, the largest land animals of all time, had reason to fear a full-grown Carnotaurus if they strayed from their herd. Its ability to dominate was also tied to how evolution had shaped South America. During the Late Cretaceous, South America was cut off from other continents. This isolation meant animals there evolved in strange, unique directions, Carnotaurus being a prime example. It didn't have to compete with creatures like T-Rex or Spinosaurus. It ruled its own strange world, evolving into something suited only for that environment. For millions of years, Carnotaurus reigned supreme. It was swift, deadly, and unmatched in its territory. But even apex predators aren't invincible. And around 66 million years ago, something happened that no speed, strength, or horns could stop. The end of the world. The extinction of Carnotaurus wasn't personal. It wasn't out-hunted or out-evolved. It was part of a mass extinction so massive, it wiped out nearly 75% of all life on Earth. And this was no slow decline. It was sudden, catastrophic, and global. So what happened? The leading theory is the Chicxulub asteroid impact. A rock roughly 10 kilometers wide slammed into what is now the Yucatan Peninsula in Mexico. The explosion released energy a billion times stronger than the bombs that ended World War II. It triggered earthquakes, wildfires, tsunamis, and a cloud of dust and sulfur that blocked the sun for months. And when the sun disappeared, so did life. Plants died first, then the herbivores who relied on them, and then the carnivores, like Carnotaurus, who relied on everything else. The food chain didn't just break, it collapsed entirely. For a predator as specialized as Carnotaurus, this was a death sentence. It couldn't adapt to a new diet, couldn't fly away like birds, and couldn't hide underground like some small mammals and reptiles. It was built for a world that no longer existed. Carnotaurus helped us understand the fragility of life. Even the fastest, fiercest creature can disappear in an instant when the planet turns against it.